The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Supernatural, metaphysical, paranormal. You know, all those things you've been wondering about? Are you ready to go deeper into the realms of the unknown? I hope you've got your walking shoes on, because life is an adventure, and this is the journey. Come on, let's go. Hey, welcome to the show, everyone. This is the Journey Radio Show, and we are the She-Squatchers. I'm Jen Cruz, your host, and I've got my trusty teammates on the line. We'll start with Tammy Trikel.
Hey, everybody.
And we've got Jenna Grover. Hi, Jenna.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, welcome. We've got an excellent show lined up for you tonight. We've got someone who came to us recommended by Eric, a former guest on the show. And he said, you should talk to Mike. So I said, hey, let's check out this guy named Mike. I didn't know him before. So I'm really excited to get to know him a little bit on the show tonight. Mike Familant, and I'm hoping that I'm saying that correctly, Mike. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, Familant, close, not too bad. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, good. We're excited to meet you.
I'm trying to, I don't know if you can see me yet, but I'm trying.
Well, I can see you, but it looks like it's frozen, but that's okay as long as we can hear you. We're good. So tell us a little bit more about you. How did you get into Bigfoot? Tell us your background so the listeners know more about you.
Yeah, so it started back in 2011. I was camping in North Florida. Me and a friend were out with this group of Bigfoot people, and we paid a lot of money to go on the trip, right? So we didn't have any activity the entire trip, so nothing happened, and until the last night, right? We were camping, and it was late at night, and we were watching a meteor shower. And because we were both from we were living in the city at the time, so we both missed the night sky. It was me and my friend Jimmy, and we heard a tree knock, and then a knock from the complete opposite direction, I don't know, 3 minutes later. And I'm thinking it's people, right? Because we paid a lot of money to come on the trip. And I don't know, I'm thinking, these people have got to be putting on this thing. But anyways, so then 15 minutes later, a rock gets thrown at us, but the thing is it wasn't, you could hear it come through the canopy, and I was actually just back at the location I don't know, 2 weeks ago. I filmed an episode of my show down there, and it was the first time I've been back since the initial thing. So that was really cool to see how the terrain changed and stuff, and to kind of confirm that this couldn't have been a person throwing these rocks. It was really neat. But so over the course of the next 15 minutes, 5 rocks landed within 10 feet from us. But you see, this was my first time ever camping, right? So ever. So I was petrified when the first rock came, and my friend Jimmy, he was like, well, if you want to go, if you want to sleep in the car, you can. And before he could get the last little bit of the sentence out, I had my whole tent and my sleeping bag, and I was just beelining it right to the car. But anyways, he finally talked some sense into me, and he's like, Mike, come out, this is why we're here. So here I am, petrified. Now the 5th rock came down, and Jimmy's like, my friend Jimmy, he's like, I'm going to throw a rock back at it. And I said, I don't know if that's a good idea, because we got two options, right? Either it's a person and you might catch a charge, or it's a Bigfoot and you're gonna piss off a Bigfoot, and we don't want either of them. Sorry, I'm just plugging in my phone here. There we go. So anyways, Jimmy threw a rock back at it, and I knew it wasn't a person at that exact moment because a rock the size of like a laptop came crashing down through the canopy and landed next to us, like 10 feet away from us. So it's like, holy crap, I don't know anybody that can throw a laptop sized rock 20 feet, let alone come crashing through a canopy. So that was kind of wild. And, the drive back, I was just thinking like, something happened, and that's really weird. So when I got home, I started researching, and then we went out a couple more times, and some cool things happened. And that, was that 10 years ago, 12 years ago, turned into what it is today. It's crazy.
What made you interested in wanting to go check that out in the first place?
Well, excuse me. I was watching Finding Bigfoot on TV, and I was at my job, and I was really bored, so I was just watching Finding Bigfoot, and I went onto their website, and they're like, "Oh, pay an exorbitant amount of money to come on our expeditions, and we can take you out to and on these things." So I was like, "Oh, absolutely," So I signed up for me and my fiance at the time, and then it turns out that we broke up. So I had to get a job. I moved up to Tampa. I was living in Bradenton. I moved up to Tampa, got a job on the ambulance for the city, and trip came up right on that time. So I had to ask my friend Jimmy after working one shift with him, and I shot for the fences on it because it was either a hit or miss, and I was going for it. So and he was like, "Oh, I've always wanted to do that." So I was like, "Oh, perfect." Still friends to this day.
Oh, that's great. That's great. It's fun how I know I was scared to tell my friends I was going to go look for Bigfoot. I really was, because I was like, I don't know if I should tell them that. And then Jenna was so mad at me that I didn't tell her and take her with me my first time trying.
Yeah, I don't know why she didn't tell me. I mean, Jen, you know me better than that. I'd jump in an adventure.
I didn't believe in Bigfoot. I was embarrassed that I was going to go look for something I didn't believe in. And then I became a believer.
Yes.
So yeah. So tell us more, Mike. Tell us about your adventures and your experiences. You got any really good ones for us?
Oh man, well, yeah. There's we were surrounded. My team and we were surrounded by Bigfoot up in Whitehall, New York. That was kind of crazy. Got all the audio recorded on that. I think there were 3 Bigfoot within 20 feet from us. And yeah, that was kind of weird. There was branch, you could hear branches breaking, and they were throwing rocks. You could hear the rocks coming again through the canopy or whatever through the branches, but they were hitting trees. It was really strange. You can hear the audio. It's on my YouTube channel. But I go to places not necessarily because there's been a lot of Bigfoot activity there, but I go because I just want to go because it's pretty, or it's on my bucket list. Something there's on my bucket list. Like I mentioned, I just got back from Florida, and I went down there simply because it's cold up here, and I don't necessarily like the cold. So
tell the listeners where you're at.
Oh, I'm in northwestern New Jersey. If you could picture the armpit between Pennsylvania and New York, I am, boom, right there, right at the armpit level.
And how cold is it?
Right now actually it's 40 degrees right now. We got a heat spell. It's been in the teens.
I'd be wearing shorts. I'd be wearing shorts if it was 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd be wearing shorts at about 40, 45, maybe even throw on a tank top with that kind of weather. If the sun's out, we're talking a whole nother ball game.
Where are you guys from?
I'm in Minnesota.
I could tell from the accent. Yeah, that's what
No. Minnesota?
I thought.
Jenna's in North Dakota.
Hmm.
And Tammy recently moved to Virginia Beach. She's a beach girl.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
No more winter for her.
Well,
Grr.
Virginia Beach gets some winter.
Not a lot.
Not a whole lot, right?
So she's
Yeah, we
wearing a
got
tank
snow
top.
twice this winter, and it melted within 3 days both times. So I'll take it.
When she comes from Minnesota winters, that's not winter at all.
Yeah.
It's doable.
Like a summer in Minnesota.
That's right. Well, no, we get really hot summers here. Very hot, extreme of both weathers. We're just ready for it all, I guess. Yeah. So tell us about some of your most awesome experiences. We'd love to hear that stuff.
Oh man. We saw the second event that kind of got me into Bigfooting, and it was kind of like I was at the point where I still didn't believe if there was a Bigfoot. And this is like right after we got back from that first adventure with the BFRO. Um, so we were still brand new at this whole Bigfooting thing. It was me and Jimmy brought along his wife at the time and one of our other friends, and we went camping in this place called Colt Creek State Park in the Green Swamp in Florida, which the Green Swamp is historically known for its sightings and has plenty of recent sightings. So we decided to go there because it was close and cool. Um, so we were doing a night hike, and I was doing vocalizations like nonstop just because I was brand new and that's what they did on TV. So I was like, all right, no holds barred, let's go for it. And then we saw eyes. We had this like I don't know ninja flashlight, spotlight beam. Jimmy had it, and he was just shining it around, and boom, we got eye shine back. It was two sets of eye shine. It was like fire orange reddish eye shine, and then like aqua blue eye shine, and they were next to each other, and we just stopped because we saw it at the same time, and they whatever was looking at us wasn't moving, so we were kind of in like a staring match at that point, and finally I'm like, hello, hello, is anybody, how are you guys? And we thought they were people because we didn't realize at the time that people didn't have eye shine. So we thought, oh, it's two poachers out there, right? Because it was at night and whatever, so they're hunting illegally in the green swamp. That's a totally viable scenario. But they didn't answer, so that really got us a little on edge, and we were finally like, okay, well, we're gonna leave, and then the one red eyes turned because you could see one eye disappear, and it was right out of range. Like you could see the eyes, but you couldn't see anything else. There was no shadow, no. It was just black because it was right at. It was of course it was right at that range, right? It had to be right at that range of the spotlight. But the one you could see one eye disappear, and then it turned back. It turned and looked at the blue eyes, and then turned back, and then blinked, and then we were out of there. And Jimmy, he was smart enough to blaze a tree. He had a machete, and he marked a little blaze in a tree. So, but we ran and whatever. And then we got back to camp, whatever, and it was a sleepless night, whatever. It was really cool because my other friends at camp, they had some activity when we were out hiking, so they didn't know what was going on. They thought it was us, we thought it was them. So there was some really cool stuff going on. And then we went back the next day and did some rough measurements and whatever, and the eyes were sitting at like 7 feet tall. Yeah, so, and it was cool because you could measure it because there was a palmetto bush right there. And the only thing that it could have been that I think was an owl. And to this day, that's the only possible thing it could have been. But two owls sitting together is very rare. And you're not going to be sitting on a palmetto bush together because that thing's going to break. I mean, palmetto bushes are very, very flimsy. So I don't know. But that was really cool. And that got me even more and more into Bigfooting, got kind of lit the fire under my butt. And I was like, oh yeah, something's out there now. Now I gotta know. Like, and I decided after that first trip, I was like, this is like, I gotta know for myself what's out there. Like, this is now my mission and my goal to figure out what is throwing rocks in North Florida in the middle of the night. Something we have that as a given. Now we got to figure it out. So,
I just looked it up, and owl's eye shine is red or orange, not blue.
yeah. Yep. So what has blue eye shine? I have a list, and I don't think there's anything on it that has blue eye shine. Actually look it up.
So while you look that up, I was going to ask you, so when you were out there with Jimmy, I suppose you guys were, and you said you had come across these eyes and you thought it was human, right? So I suppose you guys were scared out of your mind, because if this is poachers, more than likely they probably had guns. And I mean, was that what you were really thinking? Was, we better...
Well, yeah, that was that at that time. That was kind of the thing, is like, we need to tread lightly and say, we're just going to leave you alone. And that's like kind of like what we were saying, is we're just going to kind of leave you alone, and whatever, you can do whatever you do. We're just camping at Colt Creek, and we'll, that kind of stuff. And we were slowly backing away at that point. So yeah, we were definitely in fear that it was a thing.
And how long ago was that? I'm sorry.
That had to be in 2012.
Oh, okay. And the first experience, when was that? Oh, well, you said 10 years.
Yeah, I think it was 2011.
Oh, okay.
So October 2011. And I'm just looking to see. I got that chart up, and let's see. Blue eye shine comes from a woodchuck, a martin horse, or a domestic dog.
So you saw a woodchuck and an owl. No, I'm kidding.
Or a horse and an owl.
Or a horse and an owl.
No, guys, I saw an owl riding a horse. Come on.
There you go. That sounds so much better.
We figured it out. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Debunked. No. But that was really cool, seeing that. And then life brought me back to New Jersey. And I decided to start. I was tired of the shows on TV because they didn't depict how Bigfooting really is. It was kind of like it's just like for ratings, and we get it. I get it. I understand TV, whatever, you need view counts, viewers, whatever. But I wanted to make a show. I had a history in video editing. I wanted to make a show that kind of explained what Bigfooting actually was, and didn't go by needing anything, any viewers or anything to maintain. So I decided just to make my YouTube channel, and since then we're filming season 6 now. So it's been pretty successful. We have 1,000 and something subscribers, and it's been a fun ride. It's taken me. We go everywhere that we can possibly go on the country. Like I said, we just got back from Florida. We filmed a great episode down there, but we've been to Michigan, Maine, Kentucky. Excuse me, that was my phone. I don't know if you heard that. All over, and it's been so awesome to be able to share that with my viewers too. So pretty neat stuff.
Tell us about your team.
Well, I have a group of about 30 local-ish people who I take out with me. Not all 30, but whoever can go. usually boils down to about whatchamacallit. Excuse me, I keep getting text messages. It usually boils down to about 3 or 4 people in expedition, and that if they can go. Sometimes it's just me. I love to go solo too. That's kind of one of my things. It's like a little therapy session going solo for me. Yeah.
So you go about by yourself sometimes.
Oh, most of the time, I say 50% of the time I'm solo. Yeah, and that's halfway because I don't have anybody to go with me, or nobody can go with me, and half the time I just like going by myself too. I tell people it's because I like going by myself, but in reality, it's nobody's available.
I hear you. I hear you.
But just because nobody's available isn't going to stop me from having a good time.
Well, that's
I try to go with people, but I have a difficult time, even among my friends here in Virginia Beach, finding people who are willing to go out with me in the dark and look for Bigfoot. And so
yeah, it's awesome that I've been able to find that group of people that are cool with it. And I know all these people, and I would trust them with my life. Which is, if anybody is looking, just getting into Bigfooting, that's listening, you definitely want to don't go out with a stranger in the middle of the woods like your first night. I can't tell you how many times I see that on these Facebook groups, and it's scary. But it's like, no, you gotta know the person before you go out with them. So my little 101.
Not only for safety, but you don't know how they're going to react if they see Bigfoot. They might, leave you there in the middle of the woods by yourself.
Well, we've gone, Jenna and I have gone with people that we barely knew on the spur of a moment. We met up with Squatchman in Indiana. He said, "Oh, come to my hotspot." We're like, "Okay."
Well, but that's
Yeah.
but that's different though, because you're a group of people. I'm saying like somebody brand new that is just looking to go out in the woods with a complete and utter stranger, because even just for the simple fact they might be pro killing Bigfoot, or you may not be, or vice versa. So you got to be able to vent them and make sure that they're not going to make you into a lampshade.
I would not let that happen. Oh my gosh, I would freak out.
Yeah.
People are crazy nowadays. You got to really be careful.
I think if anybody ever did that in front of us, or if we ever caught anybody doing it, I think we'd all come a little bit uncorked. Call the police! Call the police! 3 chicks out in the woods getting mad at other people. Oh,
Tammy
Lordy.
would kick their butt with her kickboxing.
Yes.
She would.
See, Mike, I've got a question for you. How long was it between the time that you had your experiences to where you started your podcast?
It's actually not a podcast. It's a documentary.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Documentary. Please forgive me.
But okay. It was probably about 5 years in it, and that's how long it took me to get really, really into it, into the whole Bigfooting thing. It started out as a hobby, and then I'd say about around year 3, it became an obsession, and the show started shortly after that.
Well, congratulations, because it sounds like you are doing absolutely phenomenal.
It's and I do it. The goal behind the show isn't it's to get friends and families outside and into nature. So every episode has an underlying theme of that. And I've actually got some really cool, somebody actually the other day just sent me a message and said, thank you. I'm proud that you guys are from North Jersey. Thank you guys for doing what you do. It's so cool. But even I think it was around season 2, I knew I was going to keep doing the show because I got another, I think it was a YouTube comment or something from a gentleman, and he said, I just was diagnosed with, I have a kind of new illness that I'm not mobile anymore. And I used to go out and do what you do. But since I can't do it anymore, I really live vicariously through your videos. And I was like, oh man, that is like the coolest thing. And that's how, that's how I knew like I was going to keep doing this. So, I don't know. And we go to like we go to like these small kind of towns, and we stop in at like restaurants and do business with these like local kind of small businesses. So people that watch the show, if they're local or if they know the area or want to take a road trip with their families, which is even better, will go to these places, spend money, boost the local economy, free advertising for them. I don't charge any money. They don't charge us. It's perfect, Um, it's just really cool. It's a cool aspect for the show too. People don't think about.
That is nice.
That is very cool.
Yeah, yeah. We have just a few minutes before we have to go to our commercial break, so tell us something exciting in a few minutes.
Okay, I made a Bigfoot mobile command center, which is a it's my Subaru Outback that I put graphics on, but I also made it into um, uh, 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 like a camper, so I could sleep in it. I could charge. It has a second battery, so I could charge all of my filming equipment in it. It's got storage up the yin yang. Don't ask me why I just said that yin yang. That was weird. But we got. I mean, I could support myself for 2 months just driving, and it's designed to be like a road trip vehicle, so you don't have to pay any hotel fees, and you don't have to pay for a campsite. You could just kind of go wherever you want to go and do what you want to do, and you're at nobody's holding you down to be anywhere. Like, oh, I got this reservation, I got to be there. Nah, you don't have to be anywhere with my car. And it's just super cool because it's people also come up, and I can't tell you how many times people have come up and be like, hey, I saw a Bigfoot, I've never told anybody, but this is the story. And that's really neat too, because people don't have an outlet. They don't go actively, looking on Facebook for these Facebook groups about Bigfoot. If they had a sighting, 10, 15, 20 years ago, they kind of put it in the back of their mind. So when they see Bigfoot and it perks their attention, it's just really cool. And it's always local reports, which is even better,
I like it. I like it. I know I noticed those decals on cars, and I go, if there's a lot of them on there, I'll go looking for whoever car it is. Hey,
I'm
who are
always on the
you?
lookout, right? I got my I thought I had my county on lockdown when it came to Bigfoot stickers, but this gray truck came in the other day with one, and I don't know him, so I got to go looking now. I got to find this gray truck and figure out who it is and where they're squatching at.
Yes, yes.
And if they want to squatch with you, right?
Exactly. I'm always looking for new people to go squatching with. That's 100%.
So are you one of those I'm going out till the crack of dawn guys, or like I know guys that do that, and then some guys are like, oh, it's 2, we're done.
It depends. If we have activity, I'm gonna stay out there until whenever the activity is no more. But if it's cold and late and I'm tired and we're not getting any activity, that's not to say that we can't call it a night and go huddle around a campfire, because you get more, you get more activity at camp anyways. So.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, they do like to come around camp, don't they?
Yep.
Let's check you out. Curious what's going on.
Very inquisitive creatures.
Mm-hmm. Well, with that, we're going to go to our commercial break. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back with Mike. Awesome. All right. So we're still recording the video, and it'll still end up on YouTube, but they can't hear us on the radio.
Cool.
If you could turn your camera up a little bit, we're like cutting off your forehead. That's better. That is better. Good job. Girls, I had a new idea for a sticker. I'm going to text it for you.
People love stickers. Stickers are awesome, and decals and things like that.
I have state stickers that I sell, like a decal for every state, like their state flag, and it has a Bigfoot in it. I redesigned the flag, and it's like got a Bigfoot thing in it.
We make stickers.
Nice.
Yeah, they look like that pink Bigfoot right behind her head.
I like your makeup, Jen.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Hey, we're the She-Squatchers. Won't you check us out online at She-Squatchers.com? Right at the top of the page, you can click on our events to see where we're going to be. Upcoming, we're going to Washington State twice. And then we're also going to be in North Carolina at the WNC Bigfoot Festival. I hear there's going to be like 20 to 40,000 people there. Come check us out. We're going to be speaking featured there. I can't wait to get to the East Coast. That's going to be a great time. Also, we are on YouTube. Please come subscribe to our channel at She-Squatchers Official on YouTube. Help us win that subscribers race that we're in. We need every subscriber to get there. Everybody, come help us. Also, Tammy would not forgive me if I didn't tell you that we're also on Instagram and Facebook. Please come like and follow our pages there. Tonight, we've got Mike Familant on with us, and he is sharing his experiences looking for Bigfoot and what he's experienced and what his beliefs are about this. So, Mike, now that we're back to the show, won't you tell us what you think Bigfoot is? What do you think Bigfoot is?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I think Bigfoot's like an actual like animal species. It's just like us, or just like a bear or an eagle. And I think this because that's what my evidence that I've collected says. Like I've found footprints, which would lead me to believe it's a biological animal and not something that's interdimensional or related to aliens or anything like that, because I don't think they would leave tracks at that point. So I think that it's actually, you know, an animal. And like every Native American tribe in the United States has a story of like a Bigfoot type creature. But the thing is like it's not a story of like their gods, like the god of water or whatever. It's related to just Bigfoot and related to bears and eagles and chipmunks and squirrels and stuff. It's at the same level as them. So I think that's really neat. And if anybody knows the animal, you know, what's in the forest best, I think it would be the Native Americans.
I think so too. I'm part Native American. I'm an enrolled tribal member at the Red Lake Band of Chippewa in northern Minnesota.
There you go.
You know, there's a lot of different beliefs in the tribe about that too. Like, we do believe that they are a physical being. Obviously, they eat, they leave footprints, they make structures in the woods, and they leave evidence behind. But there are quite a few stories about them being also in line with the little people. And, you know, so there's stories that go back and forth about that. So I like to gather that information and keep it in my mystery bag. And that's what I do with information that I haven't seen evidence of yet. So I hold it in my mystery bag until I see something that makes that puzzle piece fit in there.
And that's exactly kind of my beliefs. I say, you know, if anybody wants to show me evidence that the Bigfoot or anything but an actual being, then do it. Show me. Change my beliefs. I challenge anybody to do that. But so far, nobody has stepped up to the plate and even tried. So what can I say? and I haven't seen enough. I've seen like UFOs on 2 separate occasions.
Sherry, she'd like to know.
What's
that? Oh, I was just going to say that Sherry has a question in our chat room. She's asking, do the hair samples end in a smooth end like it was cut, or does it taper down?
No, it tapers. Yeah, I think I have a hair sample from Michigan, actually, from 2014, and it was DNA analyzed, came back unknown primate. However, I would love to show you guys it right now, but it's down in my little bin, my presentation bin. So I would have to do a little run, and I don't want to do that to you guys because I'm not in shape. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. I would
It's
be
all
out
good.
of breath for the rest of the show, and that wouldn't be fair.
Kat is wondering, do you think that they shave or cut their hair in any way?
Did I say something about that? I'm wondering now if I did.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, no, I don't think they are able to. I don't think they have that advanced thing to be able to shave. I don't think they have access to for sharp razors or anything like that, or scissors, unless they find them and they're playing around with them. But no.
Yeah.
So can I ask a quick question? I'm curious as to your belief as far as if you believe that. Oh no, I lost my question. God darn it, it happens.
Oh,
It was such a good question. Sorry,
Jenna,
guys.
you need some caffeine.
I know I had none. I had none today, nothing.
There you go. Now I have to think of a question. Tammy.
Okay. No, actually, I do have a couple questions for you. I remembered it. So do you think that, I know you said that you think that Bigfoot is more of an animal. I heard you mention humans. Are you thinking that Bigfoot is intelligent, or do you think we're giving too much credit?
Oh, I think they're super intelligent creatures. And I say creatures because I think they're what's called Denisovans, which is like the ancient, they're the missing link of ancient humans. And we found like a little pinky bone, and from that we can gather that they were about 8 foot tall, and they lived alongside of modern day humans, which is kind of neat. So it wouldn't be beyond a little bit of a stretch of the imagination to say that these creatures could have also survived along with modern day humans, whatever ice age and path that they took. It wouldn't, be out of the realm to say that that's totally possible.
Okay, well, what about just a quick question I was going to ask you. You know how Jen and I were talking about how it was kind of embarrassing to tell people right away? Did you feel that embarrassment, like that, oh my gosh, should I really tell anybody I'm doing this kind of a feeling?
Yeah,
like right away?
Yeah. And I didn't tell anybody for the longest time, probably about 4 years. I was just totally like in the dark about it. Like my little exotic secret that I didn't want anybody to find out. But then something happened, and I said, screw it. And I put graphics all over my car, and I made a show, and I was just featured on the front page of our local newspaper. So it's I don't really care anymore. If somebody doesn't like it, they're either jealous or got some other bigger something going on, and I would hate to be them.
Exactly. So. And you're the one that gets to go out into the woods. You're the one that gets to experience nature firsthand. It's amazing. And not only that, you get to share with people. You had such an amazing experience with that person, that fellow who contacted you and said he lives vicariously through you, because I sometimes feel like people are watching our videos, and I hope that they feel like that. I guess I personally want people to watch our videos, and when we go out, and I want them to see things. I want them to look at things. I want them to find things. If we don't see it, find it. Tell us, show us, make notes of it. So do you hear from a lot of people who are watching your videos and coming back and saying, hey, did you see this? Pointing out
No, I haven't, which is surprising. Um, there have been a couple people that have said like, "Hey, watch it, whatever." And one of them, I don't know if you heard it before, but my text is a knocking sound, 3 knocks, and whenever it goes off in the woods, people are like whoever I'm with, and I always forget to put it on silent, but I try. And they're always, "Oh my God, what was that? What was that?" It's great. It's great. It's really funny, but I have to, burst their bubble when I say it's unfortunately just my phone. So somebody did point out was the other day. It was actually like last week. It was like, "Oh, did you hear that tree knock at 23:47?" And I was like, "Oh, that was super good catch, but unfortunately, just my phone."
Oh, that
Well,
would be confusing.
at least you didn't have like the ducks or something else,
So I'm wondering how far you are from Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach, I'm gonna say 4.5, maybe 5 hours.
That's not too far. That's not too far. Tammy,
Yeah.
maybe you could go squatching with them somewhere.
Yeah. Hello, 4.5 hours. That's like driving to Minneapolis. I mean, heck.
We could like meet in the middle someplace and find someplace to go squatching.
Yeah, I got
Yes.
to go to Uehari, and that's right down by you. So we could do something there. That'd be fun.
For sure. I'm game.
All right, I'm starting to get a little jealous.
Put me in, coach.
I'm jealous. Jenna's going to Texas next week.
Nice.
I am. I bought a ticket. I'm tired of being cold, and I figure if it's anybody's fault, it's my own. I'm better off when I can get out of the house instead of being stuck in the house all winter long. I have to get out and I have to walk. I'm going crazy insane in this house. My body needs to like move. Oh, okay. I'm just so excited about Texas, you guys. Sorry to go on and on and on.
I know. We know. Okay. Oh, all right. So tell us something like, have you ever had a clear sight view of a Bigfoot?
No, I haven't. I think I might have captured a thermal imaging one of a Bigfoot during the day, and this was early, or I guess, yeah, spring of last year. And I really don't know what it is. I can't tell you. To this day, I have no idea what it is. And that's on my YouTube channel as well. But no, I've never had a clear sighting of one. I'm riding on like 70% that they exist. So like I would be more surprised if they didn't if they didn't exist.
Tell us about your thermal. What kind of equipment are you using?
Oh yeah, I have my thermal imaging camera. It's a FLIR Scout TK, which is you can find them online for kind of cheaper now in the $400 range. Totally, best piece of equipment I have. I have no idea how I went in the woods without one of these things. It's the best piece of equipment besides a voice recorder, which I have 3 of them. And what I do with the voice recorders is I kind of triangulate them in a way that you mark the distance between each of them. And that way, if you get any vocals, you could actually kind of like a 911 emergency ping when they ping the cell phone towers. You can see what direction it was, and with the decibels, you can figure out how far away it was, which is pretty neat. So those are the top 2 pieces of equipment that I use. Also, to film the show, we have a handheld night vision camera, which comes in helpful when we're trying to go stealth and not use any lights, because you can see pretty much in the dark with that. And yeah, that's all the technology that we use. Our phones come in handy too to take pictures. I don't carry it like a digital camera or anything like that. Just my handheld, video camera.
Do you find that the FLIR and some of these one-eyed equipment, does that kind of mess with your eyes a little bit, or do you have a double?
Yeah, if I knew I'm going to be using the FLIR for a long time, I'm going to take some Motrin prior to it. However, if you look with both your eyes open, I've realized that it's not a foolproof thing, but it totally helps a lot. So keep both eyes open. And it does like kind of limit what you're seeing in the therm, but if you see anything, then boom, you could real quick close that eye.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Sure.
I actually have a FLIR. It's a
Scout.
like a Scout. Oh, do we have the same one? I thought I had the
Yeah.
mini. Do you
I
have
think it's the same one.
the smallest one?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, we have the same one. So so you love this FLIR. When you're out in the woods, how do you feel about the distance you're seeing?
Oh,
with
it's
it?
great. I think we have the same one. Don't quote me on that. But I think we have the same one. But you could see a field mouse out at 100 yards. No problem.
Wow.
There's no question that you're not going to be able to see any sort of larger kind of animal.
Now, are you holding the FLIR, or are you setting it up on a tripod, or?
Yeah, I generally hike with it. I always have it on. It takes a long time up.
Nice.
It's always on, and I think it shuts off after 15 minutes. So you just got to be careful of that. But I just hang it around my neck, and whenever I hear something or decide to scan the area, then boom, it's right there on accessible, and I could. It's quick and to record. You hold down the button for 2 seconds, and you got it.
Do you like to look in the day or evening the best?
Well, it depends on what I'm trying to do. I'd like to scout during the day, which is especially when I'm on expeditions, because you can identify possible evidence that's left there. If you see any tree breaks or potential footprints, you can find, which you can't really find during night. And you can also identify any different hazards that you have, because our night investigation would bring us back there to have a more, we'll say, interactive approach to investigating, where we do vocalizations and try to get a closer encounter than we would, say, during the day. So I love both times.
Boy, it would be fun to go out there sometime and have all four of us go, or if there's even your friend Jimmy, just get out there and do some searching together. I would love to see, how you work out there too.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's cool, you can even see it on my show, because what's cool about my show as well is we don't really edit anything out. And when I say we, I should say I, because I produce and edit and do everything myself, which is important because it's real. I know it's real, and everybody else knows it's real. And I'm not evidence over music or anything like that, if you know what I'm talking about.
I got to tell you, we don't edit very much, if at all, either, because we just don't know how. And I recently sent a video to a videographer friend of mine, and I asked him if he could edit it for me, just this little bit, so that I could upload it at some point to our YouTube channel. And he did. He just did a very simple edit to it. So I'm going to think about uploading that at some point. But I'm like, I just don't know how to do this. Can you make this slow motion right here so people can see it? So he did that for me. But because it was something very fast moving, I'm like, can you just slow it down?
Slow it down a little bit. That's all I need.
Yeah.
But with my show, going back to behind the scenes thing, is you see like what we do, like setting up camp, and you see like if we have a hardship on the trip, which happens more times than I care to admit, we film it, and you guys see that, because that's, I think, one of the most important things for our viewers, is showing people what a true investigation is like. And there's been multiple episodes, most episodes, in fact, where we don't get anything. and it's just, a half hour of me making myself look like an idiot or finding some really cool witnesses and going some amazing places. Um, so it's not always, it's another point that I try to bring home. It's not always about the finding; it's about the searching.
That's true. I have often said, what if somebody proves that Bigfoot exists and it takes all the questions away? What are we going to do with our time?
Yeah.
It's so much fun to go looking and to wonder and to keep looking and search for those answers. And just when we think we find an answer, it inspires more questions.
Oh, it's funny because I totally agree with that. And for me, it's like whenever on a more like personal level, it's like whenever I get tired of not getting any evidence, and it's like, all right, this is the last time, it's getting to be, and then boom, I get something that is like, come on. It's like almost like like it's a given almost. And it just gets you back into it. I don't know. I don't know if that happens to anybody else, but for me, it's just like, I don't know. It's that inspiration that get the fire lit right back under you to keep going. It's awesome. Cool, awesome feeling.
I enjoy it a lot. I do. It's too cold to be doing much out here right now.
Yeah.
It's been
What's funny is that I have a thing where I don't camp below 40 because I don't find it fun. And if I don't find it fun, why am I going to do it? But I got down, like I said, I was just in Florida, and what temperature is it when I get down there? A nice frosty 36 degrees. And I'm like, come on, really? They're like, oh, well, it was 70 down here a couple days ago. You brought it down with you. I'm like, well, I get that.
So when you've got your Subaru all set up for camp, like a camper, are you sleeping in your car or are you sleeping in a tent?
Depends. Whatever I feel like doing. If I know I'm going to be, generally I like sleeping in a tent. That's kind of my favorite thing. Subaru's a little bit cramped, but it's perfect for if you're going to be leaving early the next day and you don't want to break down camp. You could just roll literally out of it and boom, be on your way. It's you can do whatever. In Florida, I slept in it a lot because I was moving around a lot. I didn't necessarily want to set up camp every night, so it worked perfectly.
Plus, alligators.
Yeah, those darn pesky alligators.
Yeah, the snakes, snakes and pigs and panthers and bear and Florida's crazy when it comes to animals. That's a crazy geographic area when it comes to crazy animals.
It's the Australia part of the United States.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. That's 100% correct.
So what do you know? I know they call the Bigfoot skunk ape down in Florida. Do you think that that's the same creature, the same type of thing as our northern Bigfoot?
I think it is. And what's interesting about it, I think it's smaller. So the reports of a skunk ape is that they're like smaller, right? And they kind of smell bad, which can easily be explained by something called Bergman's rule, which is animals in warmer climates are smaller because they don't have to eat. They can eat all year round, and they don't have to hibernate through the winter or eat more during the spring, whereas animals in colder climates have to eat more during the warmer times of year, so they get fatter, so they can sustain themselves. So I just don't think Bigfoot needs to eat a whole bunch. I think Bigfoot's very similar as a bear, and I think they have the same eating habits as bears do. So bears in Florida are much smaller than bears up here and anywhere else in the country. A big bear down in Florida is 250 pounds, where that up here is a baby. So I think they're the same creature. I just think the different habitats mean that they didn't need to evolve in different ways.
Yeah, the deer are a lot smaller down in Florida than they are in Minnesota. A lot smaller.
Everything is smaller except the snakes and the gators.
I've noticed that some people are talking about the skunk ape having more of a fangs or bigger teeth than the Bigfoot. Like the Bigfoot up here are usually described with having more human-like teeth.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard that as well, and it could just be, you know, like, I don't know. I'd like to think like they're like our cousins, but our cousins don't have different teeth than us, so that would mean that they would be a whole different like creature. I don't know if that's really.
Well, that's not necessarily true because I have significant canines. And some people just have very flat teeth. So I'm always like, well, I'm obviously a carnivore and you were not. So sleep well. It's my little joke. No, I'm just saying that you know, it could be that they're just a little different from their eating habits from many, many, many years of adaptation.
That very well
You know.
could be. Yeah. And I guess it also could be, you know, like you said, like family related too. Maybe one group or one family group has these adaptations where another doesn't, you know, because I also think that not every Bigfoot in Florida is a skunk ape. I think you have to be in southern Florida, in the Everglades and Ocala, to be a skunk ape. Where you start getting into North Florida and the Panhandle, you're I think just a regular Bigfoot because you can just like pass right over to Georgia and wherever you want to go, no problem.
Interesting. I haven't looked for Bigfoot in Florida, although it would be interesting, but I'm really not excited about gators.
Yeah.
It would be an experience, though. I think the adventure would be amazing, and it would be, someone would keep us safe from those gators.
Like who?
I don't know, but we
Like
wouldn't go
Robert
out there without
Ryder
anybody.
or an Adam
Exactly.
Davies.
Yes,
Somebody who's a
yes.
tracker.
Hey
We
guys,
love
by the
going.
way.
We love going footing with them. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. Well, we're coming up close to the end of the show, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to tell people where they could find you online if you want to be reached, your YouTube channel, all that stuff.
Sure. Yeah. YouTube channel is Sussex County Bigfoot NJ, or you could just search my show's name, In the Shadow of Big Red Eye. We're on Facebook under that name. If you want to get in contact, you could always send me a message on there. Also on Instagram, Shadow of Red Eye. And I just, when it comes to YouTube, every subscription really counts. So we're trying to make it up to that level. And we're close, guys. We are very close. I know you guys are close from what I heard on one of your contests as well. So I totally get it. But yeah, it was an honor being on your show, guys. I really super appreciate it, and thank your fans for listening to me ramble for a little bit. It's been so much fun.
Well, I thank you for coming on. We always get to learn so much, and by sharing with other Bigfooters and hearing their own experiences and their approaches to different things, it's always an eye opener for me, an expansion of what we know and what we're doing. So thank you for coming on and sharing with us. We totally appreciate it, and maybe we'll get to meet you someday.
Hey, fingers crossed, Virginia Beach.
There you
go.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. And please make sure to tune in next week. We're going to have Ron Moorhead and the Sierra Sounds on. How exciting is that? So, good night, everyone. And we'll see you next week.